What's up everyone, Tom from the Airsoft headquarters here, and welcome back to the channel. Who else got to play the Battlefield 2042 beta game? I did, and it looked phenomenal. It was definitely a hurdle in order to get some of those game mechanics, but overall I really enjoyed it. And I got so hyped up about the game that I decided to get all of the Airsoft replicas of the rifles that were available for gameplay in the beta system. So we're going to go over those today. So with Battlefield, they don't actually own any of the licensing for any of the replicas or the real firearm counterparts. So there's going to be three different types of names that I may throw at you guys. Just know that these are going to be the closest that I can get to the game, and the game is only making them as close as they can to the real firearm. So just be aware there's a weird little triangle effect going on. But starting off with the SMG class, we have first, within Airsoft, the PCC-45, or within the game, the SMG-45. So this one I think I utilized the most for the entire beta system. This is from Gng, so it is going to be a battery-powered system. Small little PDW, utilizes the 45 caliber style of magazines, and within Airsoft even has a drum style of magazine. What is super cool is that this is essentially a modernized UMP. Right, just breaking it down, I know within Battlefield 4, I loved to wreck different lobbies with the UMP system. That was also one of my go-tos. So I love that they have a more modernized version within the 2042 game. So we have that available. Also from the SMG class is going to be the Vector, which we have the original KWA gas blowback. So this is going to be a lockback. This is before Crytek took the licensing over, so we have a fully functioning gas blowback crisp Vector. Now, these are no longer in production. The only ones that we can get here in the US are going to be the Crytek battery-powered systems. Now, I don't have any of the Crytek models here, but what I do have is the KWA TK45, which is going to be the more modernized manufactured Vector clone. Because KWA didn't have the licensing, they got shot down on their gas blowback production, so they recently came back and came out with their newer battery-powered Vector clones. So we have two examples right there. If you guys wanted to pick up the Vector or Vector clone for Airsoft for your Battlefield 2042 loadout. Going over to the actual assault rifle systems, the first one that was on the beta list was the Mcx Spear. That one was a little more unique of a rifle system because it is utilizing the more higher tier of MCX production program, meaning that that rifle base was a 308 caliber. The one that we have here within Airsoft is going to be a 5.56 and has no option for a 308 larger caliber magazine. We do have, since I dropped it on the floor, a Pdw Conversion Kit. Now within the game there was these MP5 style straight magazines, which unfortunately don't lock in very well within the Airsoft model. So we a lot of times have to resort to the MP5 curved magazines, which fit a little bit better, but still aesthetically are not super great. So unfortunately, what we do is we just remove everything entirely. The MCX I'm a huge fan of, since I've got this guy in my personal collection with that stack. I even outfitted it with the grenade launcher attachment that you can utilize in the Battlefield 2042 beta, and probably for the alpha game as well. With other assault-based rifle systems, we have the AK-15, technically because I don't have the AK-12. Now the difference between the AK-15 and the AK-12 is the size of the magazine. This one's a little bit more curved for a 7.62, versus the one that comes in the game is going to be a true AK-12 with the more straight style of magazine, signifying a 5.45 caliber. Now what's also unique is within the game they are going to utilize the original AK-12 fire modes, which is semi, burst, and full auto. Now within Airsoft, they don't have a burst feature. These are still going to be utilizing the more modernized AK-12 fire modes, safe, safe semi, and full auto. So there's some discrepancy within 2042 because you can change the magazine between the 5.45 and 7.62 type of caliber, which is a recurring theme throughout all of the other rifle systems that are here on the table. Over back behind me, we have the DMR. This is not going to be the same type of DMR that is in Battlefield 2042. They are utilizing a Daniel Defense DM7, if I remember that correctly, which aesthetically the only distinction between that guy and this guy is the type of rail connection to the upper receiver, as well as the stock system. Obviously the Daniel Defense is utilizing the Daniel Defense stock system, but overall the barrel length is going to be the same. Utilizes a similar caliber, which is a 308, and then it's a long barrel 308 AR. So pretty cool system that we have available here. So for sniping with 2042, I did struggle just a little bit. I did play it for a couple of matches just trying to figure it out. And within Airsoft, we don't have the exact same model of bolt action rifle that was utilized in 2042. The next closest would be the Aries Msr-303, which is not this guy. This is just the closest model that I can get to that model. So it's still going to be a 338 Lapua, a larger caliber of magazine, a shorter barrel of a system, and a a skeletonized or a more minimalist style of stock system. So just to show you guys as an example what those could possibly look like. With the LMG as well, that guy was a powerhouse, and those are utilizing on 2042 the Sig Lmg, which we currently don't have an exact replica within Airsoft. We have a couple of close-ish ones. The closest one that I currently have is going to be the Gng Lmg. But again, this is going to be an AR style of receiver compared to an actual LMG receiver with the Sig rifle, and they fire a heavier caliber compared to a 5.56, which is demonstrated here. And then finally for rifles, we have a Remington 870. Now this is, again, the closest that I can get to what they had inside of the game. This one is the Golden Eagle Gas, which comes in a 3 or selectable 6-shot fire mode, so you can get that burst feature from this guy. The firing mechanism, or the reload mechanism, no, the pump mechanism is very easy to load because it is going to be a gas power, compared to other models which are going to require pumping and compressing a spring, which means that the pump is going to be a little bit heavier. So we have this guy as far as the closest model. The actual closest replica within Airsoft is going to be the Secutor Velits S-XI. So that is going to be the closest model to what is utilized in 2042. And then finally we have pistols. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, I am definitely a huge Glock guy. So unfortunately, I don't really sit in favor of what they did with the Glock in the beta system. So what they utilized was a model of the 18C, which has the thumb selector on the frame up there. Within 2042, they utilized the 18C with a 3-round burst fire mode, so you can select it between semi or 3-round burst. The actual 18C, and the one that we have here on Airsoft, is going to be semi or full auto. So no real, there's no real option within Airsoft or even the real world I'm aware of that would have a, with a Glock style platform, that would have a 3-round burst. What is also unique is that they actually utilize, I'm trying to see if I have a model here, a Glock that is going to be a Gen 5 style because they utilize the dot system and not the drop in the bucket. Let me actually go get one of my Gen 5 pistols. So the Gen 5 utilizes that 3 dot for the 2 on the rear, the 1 up in the front, versus the 18C has the square rear and then the dot for the front. So a little bit different of a aesthetic look. So within 2042, they utilize the Gen 5 style with the selectable 3-round burst. Very odd, but certainly a cool feature. The other pistol that was utilized was a revolver style, the Model 44, if I remember correctly. Now, while I don't have any of those available, those would be more of the Dan Wesson style. I do have the Elite Force Hater, which has been nominated and just overall suggested as one of the most convenient revolver systems available on the market, because it utilizes a disc and has 10 total shots to the disc, and it's going to be a double action style. It utilizes the same elongated or height of the Dan Wesson style of revolver, so a real big thick boy, and it also can be tacked out with a optic system as well as a flashlight or laser. So this is one of the more tactical based revolvers within the airsoft market. The other one would be the Smith & Wesson Model 28, which is going to be more like an actual revolver style, which has an actual cylinder system, and you have a total of 6 total shots. So you need to load your 6 individual BBs inside of, or you load 1 BB inside of each of the shells. So you load each one individually. You can also utilize a speed loader, slide that in, get your 6 shots before you need to pop that out, and then reload another 6. So realism, this would be probably the one that I would suggest. However, even for this 44 Magnum, it does shoot 440 feet per second. So not really outdoor legal if you were to utilize this at an airsoft field. The Elite Force Hater does shoot around 330 feet per second, so still even good for indoors. And again, it's a little bit more tactical, so you can throw your optic or your flashlight laser on there. So that is what I have as far as rifle systems within airsoft, either in my collection or available in the store here, that are available in 2042. So if you are looking at doing a 2042 loadout for airsoft, these are some of the options available. If you have a favorite rifle system from 2042, put it down in the comments section below. I would like to see what you guys prefer. My personal favorites were the SMG 45 or the PCC 45 within airsoft, as well as the AK-12. While I do have the MCX for airsoft, the AK-12 was an absolute headshot monster in 2042. Did anyone else have experiences like that? Let me know down below. That is all that I have for you guys. Hopefully, if you do have any further questions, put them down in the comment section below as well. But we're all set here. So you guys take care, stay safe, stay positive, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.